in for the best damn opening in Facebook Live and YouTube history. You know it's true because it came out of my face. What? R8RBEAR! Woo! Now I'll tell you what I'm happy about. I know what happened. I saw it, okay? It was a bloody mess. It happens. Sort of. Not really, and not to us. But don't worry, my mustache is still okay. Often imitated, never duplicated. Nah, that fool with no hair, that shouts like Ric Flair. Woo! Woo! The R8RBEAR! Rested and ready. So he's gonna get it tonight. Not you guys. I mean, someone on the squad. Someone, but Jermaine Pratt does not count. All we did was let go of a veteran linebacker. He wasn't playing that badly. Or was he? I mean, we did give up 40. Someone's got to walk the plank for that. Someone's got to. And I want it to stop being the players, for crying out loud. Although it is their fault ultimately on the field, but it's not their fault ultimately. I don't know. I'm making this up as I go. Because we are in trouble, okay? Trouble. It's ridiculous. What's up, everybody? Welcome to the show. Sort of. So, anybody see anything good over the weekend? You know, it sure wasn't that, but hey, you know. Good crumbany. So, what's up, everybody? Welcome to the show. Appreciate you all tuning in. R8RBEAR Live. What's up? Tradish! R8RBEAR Live. First comment. Woo! MVP tonight goes to the leader of the pack. Oof! 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 S.A. Big Dog! What the hell are you doing up here? S.A. Big Dog, #1 gold medalist. Mark Vargas, can you believe the spunk on this kid? For crying out loud. You probably won't see him for a month now. He'll be having cervezas and hanging out with the Latinas, and he'll be having too much fun. He'll get a bronze here and there, you know, for like a month. Speaking of which, the two-time, Mark Vargas, your heavyweight champion here at R8RBEAR family page. Third place, YouTube, Ramiro Cashflow Castro, whose life you wish you could lead, okay? His wife, his daughter, stop it. They look like one of those Hallmark photos, you know, that you say, no, there's no family that really looks that good. Take that thing out of there so we can put our picture in there. How's everybody doing tonight? All right. Facebook. What's up, Facebook? You know, I'm blue dot checked now on Facebook. I keep reaching for my mustache. I got to stop doing that. It messes it up, but, you know, I won't give it that little twirl for that blue check. First place, numero uno, El Jefe. Carlos Boykins. What's up, Carlos Boykins in the house? Your heavyweight champion here on Facebook. Second place, that silver medal, the head of my new security team, Handsome Joe Holman. Big Joe, what's up, brother? Welcome to the show. I'm glad to see you have your vest on again. Good job, good job. And listen, I appreciate that you left the bazooka at home this time. You looked ridiculous with the whole mess, you know, missile hanging off your back and all that. Just, you know, keep it. Third place, my bronze medal goes to another one of my favorite names, Marvin Suarez. See, you gotta know how to bring that Sue down in there. You gotta know how to do that. Suarez. I would make his grandmama proud. Okay, she'd be like, well, "Where did this boy come from? Talking to our name like that." I say it like the old people. Okay. So what's up, brother? Welcome to the show. Honorable mention to my good friend LP Luckeye Pace. He's a sultry son of a gun. What's up, Jim Garrison? I see you there. Welcome to the show. It's my oldest brother's birthday. Oh, wow. Marcus. He nice looking kid. I know you know I saw the picture, but I saw the picture. He's a handsome kid. Troy Gill, I'm doing great, brother. Good to see you. Good to see you. Ramiro Cashflow Castro reminds you and reminds us all, if you care, you share a Raider Bear. If you would like and follow on YouTube, you already know what's up, okay? It's YouTube. It's free. Like and follow. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to find people. Get this presence out there so you can enjoy getting your Raiders news instead of it just being some guy going, all right, everybody, tonight we're going to talk about with fluorescent lights behind him and nonsense. Miguel Garcia, what's up? Welcome to the show. Yeah, Mark Vargas, we signed 2 more linebackers, one with a little bit of experience from the Panthers, and another guy we just basically are going to have on special teams. And but there's word that the one kid, I think his name was Radigan. I think it was. Here we go. Yeah, John Radigan. He's supposed to be all right. And then Jamin Davis is on the practice squad. He was from the Jets. I hope the person you're going to put foots in, Bear, is Pete Carroll, Gino Smith, and the entire Raiders leadership. Carlos, I love the new profile picture, brother. Looking clean. Now, first and foremost, Pete Carroll's got to own some of this, but there's some shenanigans going on. Because if you really notice, Pete Carroll is about keeping things peace, keeping things cool. If it's football stuff, you keep it in the locker room. You don't talk about it, period. But he doesn't do it like Bill Belichick, where he threatens everyone and says, I'll fine you. He just says, hey, guys, you know, I'm old school. If you have a problem, bring it to me. Come to my office, knock on my door, and let's work it out. You know, you should never feel like you got to go on Twitter or X. So stupid. But you should never feel like you have to go on social media to say, you know, God darn this, that, or the other, you know, about the roster or your playing time or whatever. Come talk to me and let you know, and whatever's bothering you. If I can't solve it, you know, you're a grown man, then you can go to social media and do that sort of stuff. But you know, slows us down as a team in the locker room. Pete Carroll's smooth. I'm not gonna say Pete Carroll's a bad coach suddenly because he can't win for the Raiders. I'm not gonna say that. You know what I mean? Because I don't think Pete Carroll forgot how to coach. I think that Pete Carroll needs to have a little bit more control of his roster. Because if you really notice, guys, something happened right in front of us like a magic trick. And I think none of us noticed it. And I'll be honest with you, I didn't really notice it. But how often does a new head coach come into the building and he doesn't pick his GM? I mean, you basically hired a chef and then said, hey, you know what? I'm going to buy all the ingredients, though. I have a guy that does that, and he'll just bring you what I want you to have. And then you make that stuff taste delicious for me. And don't get me wrong, I'm not ready to drop all this on SpyTech either. You know, none of us were sitting around going, oh, these pics are terrible. You know what I mean? But at the same time, it seems like there's some chemistry being lost there. You know what I mean? I just think something, maybe Pete holds a grudge about that. Maybe some of the players aren't panning out quite the way he would have liked. You know what I mean? Why didn't we do something with Kuntz? I just don't understand that. And that's not really entirely Pete Carroll's call. He may be the head coach. He can go in there and say, the guy's not doing it for me. Let's make a move. Then they go about it how they go about it. And it just seemed like we dragged our feet on Kuntz. Then we gave him a little, chicken McNugget, and he decided to stay. Oh, I'll prove myself with this Happy Meal. Meanwhile, he's done nothing. Which if there was a skill for doing nothing, he would be the best at it. I just don't understand how that guy has a job as long as he's had. I do not understand it. I don't think there's any case to be made for Malcolm Kuntz in any way, against the run, against the pass. No. Steven Shaw and Mrs. Shaw. What's up, guys? Welcome to the show. Appreciate you, as always, there for R8RBEAR. Stars contribute to the show go directly to charities like the Kind Fund, Kids in Need of Desks, and others, and more so. And this is my incredibly cool daughter, Little Cub, wearing her Boondock shirt, which scares a lot of people around here.
Should not.
But it does.
No kids.
Remember the cool lady, though, at Christmas? She was cool.
Yeah, I had my hoodie on. We were riding there around Christmas time. She was like, oh, your Boondocks hoodie is so cool. My husband thinks it's not an anime, but I think it's great. It's a great show.
Right on. Tell him. Thank you, Little Cub. Tim, what's up, man? Welcome to the show. Hi, Peggy. You asked if anyone saw anything good over the weekend. I'm not letting Peggy make any comments. Tim, keep the phone or the keyboard away from that woman. She's a Pittsburgh menace. You let her comment. I don't care. JP, what's up, brother? Welcome to the show. And you know what? I really appreciate that, brother. I am feeling better. Had some stuff that I needed to deal with while I was sick, and it was tough. And I had a pretty rough 72 hours. I won't lie. There was like a 2-day period, and then like that third day rolled in. But there was like a 2-day period I didn't sleep. I mean, I didn't sleep. I literally couldn't go to bed. My eyes were just like that. It would be 4 or 5 in the morning, and I would be laying there, with my eyes wide open, with turning the TV on and watching the sunrise. You know what I'm saying? And it's a long story, but I'm way better now. Like, way better. Nat Frank, what's up? Welcome to the show. So we did sign a couple of linebackers, but I don't really think that's going to be the issue. And moreover, we're going to talk about this situation with Gino Smith. It's going to dominate most of this episode. I won't lie, because I'm going to let you guys comment about it. I'm going to give you my opinion about it. I want you to see how I see it, and then I want to see how you see my response. And here it is. I'm going to try and keep up with the comments. You guys are already going fast. I apologize, but here we go. If you go to Gino Smith again, it probably discourages the locker room. You're in a tough situation there. Oh, Mark Vargas, that's my son, Dylan Vargas, in the picture bear. Oh, okay. That's my bad. You skipped my opening comment. I don't know if it's the players in this unit of the team or the coach of this unit, but I got just 3 things to say. The O-line, offense can without O-line. You like how I didn't you? Yeah, Joe, we've talked about it all year, and there's no way around it. I mean, we talk about Gino while we say nothing about the fact that Colton Miller's out of the game, knowing that that's the leader of our line that was already shaky. You take the leader out, all you've got left is Jay running all over the field, blocking everybody by himself, it seemed like sometimes. He's playing real well. Can we please beat the Titans this weekend or whatever bum team we're playing? You know, Jim, I think we'll beat the Titans because the Titans are that bad. I do not think we're the worst team in football. I think if we played them 10 times, we'd probably win 7, 8, because they're that bad. Now, it's not Cam Ward. Cam Ward's nice, but his offensive line is worse than ours. And he doesn't really have anything else. The whole team is just bereft of talent right now because they're in transition. And whoever their next head coach is, they're going to want to bring in their own GM and do all those things. So Cam Ward right now is essentially just out there to gain experience, feel the NFL level, try not to get killed. And then next season, he'll have a better coach and offensive lineman, and they'll probably be a little better. It's between Chip Kelly and old man Pete, and Pete is coach and Chip is coaching and waiting. Well, no, it's not going to be Chip Kelly as far as the coach. He's not going to be a coach. Not here. You know what I mean? I just don't see that. And then more importantly, though, I think Chip Kelly is partly responsible, but at the same time, I mean, the depth of our offense is struggling. Dante Thornton is struggling now because his route tree is so small that defenses are watching his video and just going, oh, look, he's only running like 4 routes. And then they can sit on all those routes because they recognize the formations they're in, and that's how he recognizes the route he's in. So it's so kind of basic 1, 2, 3 color by the lines that the defenses can see and read a lot of this. And so we're struggling to move the ball down the field because they see what's coming because we're on tape now. You know, and it's hard because you got kids and you're asking them to do more and transition and adjust. And they're just, you know, trying to figure it out, you know, still a lot of them, including Jack Besh, who on a handful of plays has looked good. I think that's what they should do with him primarily is just take him in and out, but, you know, flex him in and out of the game. 2 snaps, bring him in. 4 snaps, bring him in. 5 snaps, bring him in. 3 snaps, bring him in. And just keep mixing him in and out like that so that some of his plays can be a little bit more ghosted and he'll get somewhere. Steve, Boondocks, yes. Let's see. Passed up on Shador too many times. Could have had him on deck right now for the box office. Box of peanuts. Spytech sucks. Yeah, I don't know another way to say it. And then moreover, there's just been so much of a collapse of the players and their fitness and the learning curve. It seems like everyone's struggling. Tyree Wilson has been a consistent bright spot on the D line that no one is talking about. Well, Tomari Bolo Winslow, the real reason they're not talking about it is because he's a high first-round pick. We don't care if he's, you know, jamming the box and getting some pressures and bringing down a running back every once in a while. He's supposed to be tearing quarterbacks' heads off and then spitting them out of his mouth on the ground and then doing a nice dance. It's not enough. It's not enough. So Tomari, you know I love you, brother. You've been watching my show a long time. It's not that I'm saying you're wrong. I'm more or less saying that's what they're thinking. That's what the Raider Nation is thinking. Where's the rest? You know what I mean? We just see a play here and a play there. You know, a sack, gets through the line, knocks a running back down, game's over. Finishes with, 4 tackles, a sack, and maybe a deflection when he jumps in the air. That's not enough from a first-round pick. It's just not. And especially not a high first-round pick. It's just, this isn't enough. I'm not asking him to be, Khalil Mack, but just more. Bob, what's up, brother? Welcome to the show. Good to see you, brother. Trade for Sanders. I would hope we would. I mean, I would think Buffalo. I would think that Cleveland would do it. I mean, I don't understand why they're sitting on him the way they are. Or could this be a plan all along, where they wanted to get the public going, give us Shador, just going crazy, and then finally do it? Because otherwise, how can you be that dumb? I mean, you're paying the guy a ton of money. I don't care what round you drafted him in, because every round's expensive now. Gino always thrown a lot of picks, but he was able to make up for it because he didn't have to run for his life. Yeah, Joe, he's being asked to do too much. He is a starter. He has an incredible arm, and he's normally very accurate. But you're giving him no time, and then he's looking at the rush with his head down, and then he's picking his head back up, allocating. Seeing a guy right there and going, oh, I've got someone. But now you're looking at it. You're thinking that in your mind. That's too long. That's too long. See, if he goes like this and he looks down at the rush and he's going, oh, I don't want to get hit. He's got to now have his hand in motion already when he looks at that guy and let it go. Otherwise, if he goes, duh, 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 it goes to the other guy. Sound effects are real. The Jets are the worst team in football. I would agree. I would say it's a hard argument, though, between them, the Saints, and the Titans. Because I agree, Steve Sweet, the Saints are pretty bad. They're in tough shape. Graham needs to back upstairs in the booth. Carroll forcing him on the sideline takes away from Graham in-game adjustments and calls. Graham has never been on the sideline till now in his coaching career. Okay, now that's the first call against Pete Carroll I'm gonna agree with. I'm gonna agree with that, because when you take a guy out of the box who's always in the box, you're asking him to learn how to coach a different way. Even if it is just being down on the field level, you see the game very differently. Now, yeah, of course, to most people on the field, it would be better because you're so close. You can hear, you can see everything right there. But for a lot of other people, they like the calm of being in the box and being able to hear and see the game, both with a monitor and seeing it on the field and making adjustments more like playing a video game in the comfort of your own home. And unfortunately, that's how Graham cut his teeth almost everywhere. He did it that way even with the Giants. And so now all of a sudden Pete comes in and says, get down here. I never liked that call. I never liked that call. Jesse, I would like to just put a visual in everybody's mind for a second. If you think of like a dance troupe, and all those dancers, guys, girls, doesn't matter. And they're trying to choreograph everything and get it right, and they can't, and they're just not good, and everyone thinks they suck, and they don't realize they're talented enough. It's the people around them that have to get them on time with one another. And it doesn't matter who it is that does it, but someone's got to come forward and say, time this out, work together, go out and have a pizza tomorrow night, come back. I want to see guys hugging, girls high-fiving, and then some rhythm. And then it starts to come together because it's like you went to camp and you start to become friends. And then the unity and the rhythm starts to become more cohesive. I think that Pete can still do that for us. I really do. I just think that I mean, there's too many problems for me to grab one and say, here, guys, I have the answer. But I just feel like Spytek's part of it. That's a Tom Brady guy. So in my opinion, that was Tom Brady flexing his muscles with Mark Davis and on Pete Carroll. And I didn't notice it when it first happened. Although I noticed it, I didn't notice animosity. And I didn't think that might be there, but it is. And understandably, I would not want to be the head coach walking into the door with a multi-million-dollar contract. I'm an older coach, okay? So I've been in this industry a very long time. I have a lot of people that I can think of that I can call on speed dial right now that I can make the GM, and we're probably going to work better together. And then you give me this young guy. I have no say in it. We go into the war room. Tom Brady's sitting there looming over the thing, the minority owner, allegedly. Just sell already, Mark. Just sell already. For crying out loud. Armando Medrano, what's up, brother? Welcome to the show. The Zamir White Mostert thing has been kind of weird. Don't worry, especially when you consider how well Mostert's playing and how badly White's playing. I don't understand it. I mean, White's had, what, 2 decent runs in X amount of games where Mostert was killing it. You know, in a couple games, he looked real good. I would even mix out Ginty a little bit with him. I mean, why not? I know Ginty's the high, profile guy. I get that, who I happen to be talking to on WhatsApp. Oh, yeah. Interview potential. Pating. Oh, he's already down. I just got to talk to his management team, but I don't know if I want to. You know what I mean? Sometimes guys like that, you interview him and you just get that rapper, it's all hella chill with everything I ask him. Hey, Ashton, how's it feel to be a Raider, with the fans all crazy about you? You're right out of school and here you are, you're a Raider. Tell us all about it. Hey, what's up? Yeah, it's real cool. It's cool to be a Raider. You know what I mean? I feel these fans. I love Raider Nation and I can't wait to get started. Wow, that was great. Thanks a lot. What did you take some NyQuil before the interview? And cut. Troy Gill, we need a pass rusher on the other side of Max this year, last year, the year before that. I don't know what we're doing. I just don't know what we're doing in regard to that. I'm old, but you can tell by looking. That's the first. I've always kept in top shape. I could suck as bad as Malcolm Kuntz does, and I'm his size. Throw me in for a couple downs. You're crazy. Lexi Granado, what's up? Welcome to the show. Oh, wait a minute. Granada. What's up, Lexi? Welcome to the show. I hope I said that right. Oh, God. Everyone buckle up. Peggy here. I'm not going to be a smart aleck or kick anybody. Right, you notice she wrote "win" there down. You see, Peggy, don't think I think that was a spelling error. Okay, it wasn't. And stop smiling so big about this. Just stop. Okay, God, you're smiling so much I can see you through the camera. Okay, knock it off. Anthony Ross Hansen, what's up, brother? Welcome to the show. Yes. I'm so over the Raiders. Louse, come back to us, brother. It's going to get better, brother. It's going to get better. Wait a minute. What do you mean? What year is this? I said that last year. Optimistic and persistence truly defines a Raider fan. Here, 20 years of taking it on the jaw and still standing as football's most notorious fan base. Raiders! Tell them, brother. Appreciate that. And remember, subscribe to Raider Bear Live. And did you guys know that I'm on Patreon now? I'm on Patreon, and I made it a little bit of a discount. So if you would follow the Raider Bear on Patreon, you'll like it. And if you would, on my page, Raider Bear Family page, we have a new Raider Bear store, our Raider Bear Family store. Check it out. I linked it with all the different cool stuff that Raiders and Raider Nation and Fanatics and Raider Image and all kinds of cool stuff in there. You won't believe it. Check it out. McAllister should still be the kick return guy. Anthony Ross Hansen, you're saying what part of the problem is. When you get a new regime, you get mixed decisions on things like that. I think Dylan Laube should be getting more snaps on the actual field, not just getting, kick returns and punt returns. You know what I mean? The guy's an athlete. Put him out there. Jim Garrison said it, not me. But I blame Tom Brady for everything. Everything. He ruined us from the outside, and now he's doing it from the inside. He's like a cancer, and we need to get rid of him. And he can take Mark and his three stooges bowl cut with him. Get out. Just go be rich. You think I would be doing this nonsense? Oh, yeah, R8RBEAR, you should run the Raiders. All right, I'll do it. But then when I can sell for $10 billion, bye. I'll still root for the team. I'll still go to the games. I'll even take the players out to dinner. Help the Raider Nation fan club. I'll build a booth outside that rolls in and out of the stadium just for the fans. But I'm not doing a job anymore. I'm a billionaire. I'm out. I'm putting my feet up somewhere. But I'll do all that other stuff. No, Joe Holman, you cannot have 5 minutes in a room with Tom Brady. But if you could, I'd watch. Robert Ruiz Jr. gets right to it. Right to it. And I'll be honest with you, Robert, I mean, I put up your comment, and I'm not taking it down because I can't refute it. Your record is, you are what your record says you are. And right now, we don't look good. And what's worse is our division is considered one of, if not the toughest, most competitive division from top to bottom. And yet we're at the bottom. The Broncos are being the Broncos. We should be better than them. The Chargers, yeah, they got off to a hot start. Now look at them. I told you about Harbaugh, man. Harbaugh can go into a garage, get a car that hasn't started for 15 years, look at it, spit on it, kick one of the wheels, and it goes, and it starts right up. Hey, he's a wizard. And then he takes the car out, and it just races all over the place. Still looks like an old Studebaker, but it's one of the baddest trucks in town. And then right when you pay him and say, okay, go win races, it goes, sound effects of a car breaking down. Done. Car's gone. Show's over. I've been a Raider fan for 50 plus years. I haven't been a Raider fan that long. I did go to my first game at 7, though. Let's see. Bear, I think last year's team was better than this year. What do you think? Put butts in them. Nat Frank, what's up, brother? Welcome to the show. I like that profile pic. Looking smooth. Now I got Steven Shaw. I think we lost some of the continuity we had last year. I think people expected things out of Kuntz, and I don't know why. I don't know why. I feel like you can look at a player after 2 seasons and you know what they are. I will give a rookie season. You know what I mean? No matter how they play. Sometimes, even if they're fantastic, I'll be like, whoa, because we don't have tape on this guy. Now we do. The rest of the league has seen what he does now. Next year, let's see that sophomore slump. If he avoids that, now we can start talking about how much I respect the guy and, that sort of thing. And so I will usually give a guy 2 years. But after that, you know what you have. Now, I would take you back to Josh Jacobs, our former starting running back. Now, you guys know Josh Jacobs showed you right off the jump. Next season comes, even better, right from jump. So you knew he was legit. He went through guys. He went around guys. He had spin moves, stiff arms. Come back, Josh. We need you. Sorry, Ashton. You're all right, too, so far. Damn it. I'm glad Gino doesn't spell his name like mine. Well, yeah, right. Let's see. As a diehard Raiders fan, it's hard for me to say that the season is over until it's truly over. I hope our boys can flip the script and really start to gel together and hit that bye week at 3-4. That's right. We're still beating the Queefs, and let's hope for the Lions to knock down the Chiefs this week. It will keep our hopes alive. Marvin Suarez, I couldn't have said it better. Suarez, I couldn't have said it better. But I would say this, though. I think that really is possible. Now, when I say that, I'm not trying to get everybody to kumbaya and think we're suddenly going to win 9 games. I'm not saying that. I'm just simply saying that I feel like there's a chance that this team starts to gel and maybe we win, 4 out of our next 6. You know what I mean? And if we do that, then the team starts to, scare some people. Now, I don't even know if we would have the run to be able to get in the playoffs, but we can look at that more with the season schedule. But the real reason I feel people when they say it's over is because of what's going on with our tight end position. I mean, it just collapsed. I mean, what looked like a very promising, potentially maybe the best combination of 2 or 3 tight ends in a room on the field that could ball. You know what I mean? From our 1, 2, 3 tight ends, we have some guys that can run routes, that have size. They're skilled, they're smart, they can block, and they've all fallen apart. I'm done with Michael Mayer. I'm done. I'm just so done with Michael Mayer. I mean, Brock, look, Brock, hey, he's good. I'm sorry. The man just has a bad knee. I would have shut him down by now. And I don't mean for the season, but I mean at least for a game. At least one game. Now, this one against the Titans, absolutely. I don't understand why we were even thinking about playing him. All these guys on this Titan team, every one of them is fighting for a job somewhere else because this team's going to get disbanded big time in the next season or 2. And before that happens, everyone's being evaluated on a team that's that bad. Every single player from top to bottom, both to save money and to, eye guys that you feel like have enough talent to stay around and potentially be a part of a winner as they rebuild. But I don't want those guys, running around all hella gung-ho, hitting our players, going at their legs and stuff. I'm down with Ashton Genty. He will get there. Honestly, Steve Sweet, I have to believe that if he's watching this, he knows I'm messing around. I'm a big Ashton Genty fan. I don't think he's the problem. I think he's the solution. I think that what we forget sometimes is that a guy just doesn't show up and is a star out of nowhere. It's very, very rare when it happens. It does happen, but it's very rare when a guy just shows up and dominates because he has to usually feel out the level and then realizes, wow, I can play at this level. And then they play more reckless, a little bit faster. And now they become a superstar because they've relaxed and allowed their talent to take over. And I think Ashton's doing that. I just think that he's doing it with a mixed match, struggling offensive line. Bob Standard, I was laughing at that game, the Jags and the Chiefs. I was laughing at that game like you're just throwing meat to the Chiefs. And then they go back and beat him. And have you ever seen a play so terrible as the one they won the game with? Snaps the ball, falls down, then goes to get up, falls down a second time, then goes to get up and gets up like an old man with a cane. Gee, Willikers, wait a minute, is that the ball? Okay, here we go, guys. Let me get up over here. Let's take a look around. Oh, my offensive line's still holding. Well, maybe I'll run left and see if I can get something. He was back there reading a novel in a recliner, by the way. I don't know if you saw that. He went full recliner, relaxing on the field with the ball twice on the same play. And you still couldn't stop them. You couldn't keep that play from getting a touchdown. What did you think he was going to do with the ball after falling down twice? Did you really think he was going to put it in the air? Where are you going to find a receiver? You're 5 feet away from all of them, and you've fallen on your face twice. He's got to run now. Yet not a single DB or safety comes up. It's easy for me to say I'm not on the field. They suck. Gino is already looking at what Titan to throw the ball to. Stop it. What's up, George? So what's up with Bowers and Mayer? Mayer is on the way back. He's probably going to play. Bowers did not practice today. Because he didn't practice, that doesn't really mean much because you're just really trying to give him like the equivalent of veterans rest with that knee because he has been playing. He didn't play in the last game. Personally, I don't think he should play at all. I don't think you should put him out there till he's right. The guy was on a Pro Bowl trajectory, and now you've effed that up. You know what I mean? Now, don't get me wrong. It's his own fault. He got hurt. But, I mean, well, it's no one's fault if you get hurt. But, I mean, he got hurt. Sometimes it is if you run the wrong route or you do something reckless, blah, blah. But that's not what this was about. It was just during a hit. He got hit, you know, in the leg, and he's hurt. So now you got to sit the guy. Just stop this. Let him get right. You're going to mess up our best weapon. Okay, Sunshine. What's up, Sunshine? Let's see. I like that the whispers about Ginty have really died out quick. He's getting his together better and better each week. You know, Marvin, not only do I agree with that, I think that he's going to pan out to be a real baller. He's a baller. It's just, I would compare him respectfully to Alvin Kamara when he was younger, the guy with the Saints that's now no longer with the Saints. I don't know where he went, but he's not with the Saints anymore. But Alvin Kamara, I kind of see the same kind of gliding, kind of running style, can make guys miss, give you the speed burst, you know, bounce a guy off his shoulder every once in a while. I like what I've seen so far. I was never on board with the fan base saying that he wasn't panning out, he wasn't popping, and that idiot Ryan Clark saying that you could already tell he's a bust. It's ridiculous. Yes, Ashton is good, but back to the O-line. Look at Saquon Barkley as an example. The Giants had no O-line, and Barkley couldn't do much at all despite his talent. The Eagles have a decent O-line, and look what he's done. Yeah, you know, honestly, that's a good example. You've got to – it's a team sport. Even when it's a wide receiver streaking down the field and he makes an amazing catch and spins and runs a 4.40 40 and scores a touchdown, it's because the offensive line kept the quarterback up so he could throw it. You know, it should go all the way around. It's a team sport. And sometimes too much we focus on the individual stuff. All right, so let's look at the schedule real quick. So we take on the Titans. Fortunately, that's at home. So they're coming to us. Hopefully we can get our rhythm back together, get a win against them. Because no matter who you're playing, if you go out there against a football team and you get a win, they're trying to get a win just like we are. So go out there, get that W, and then raise the spirit for the players in the locker room a little bit. And when you get a win, it's usually because you work together better as a team. Some of that is because as a result of the talent level you're playing against. But so what? If you get your rhythm back together, that's a big part of boxing. I mean, you see it all the time. You bring up a young fighter. You don't just suddenly throw a guy that's got 8 years experience and he's young and hungry and he's 33 and you know, he's going to beat the hell out of some young 20, 21-year-old. No matter how skilled he may be, he's too young. So let him fight some of those mid-card 15, you know, ranked guys that are older, slower, and he can really put his speed on and move around and maybe put him down and get a legitimate win, but against a guy that was more of a practice, you know, punching bag. That was a threat only in experience alone. And as long as the kid's smart, moves, and pops him, you know, there you are. Now, there is a chance for a run here because you have the Tennessee Titans at home. We go on the road against our nemesis, the Chiefs. You know we're motivated. You know whenever we go to Kansas City, we try to play our best football. So let's hope we go there and we get them. Okay, so now after that, we go back home and we get the terrible Jaguars. Now, yes, the Jaguars beat the Chiefs, so there's hope that we can do it too because you saw that game. The Chiefs just did not play that well. As long as the tempo kept being high, I felt like the Jaguars out-hustled the Chiefs. I felt like that's all that was. I feel like the Chiefs now are so experienced at being Super Bowl champions. They play like in auto mode. You know what I mean? It's like on a scale of 1 to 10, you have to be an 8 through 10 to win Super Bowls. But now it's like they coast around every season at a level 7 or 8, where they can still lose games, but they're real good. And right now they're still real good, but they're losing games or they're playing not quite as well because I think they're just kind of in autopilot right now. And I just think that's from age and becoming a winning, team, a winning franchise that's confirmed. You get a little fat, and Kelsey looks slower than ever. Holmes looks slower than ever. I mean, obviously they're getting older. All these games they wear and tear, but we have a chance here. We could go on a 3-game win streak because the Tennessee Titans and the Jaguars are right there. That's low-hanging fruit. But if we can go on the road and get KC like we hope, there's a potential 3-game run right there. And then you come out of that going back to the Broncos. And Bo Nix, I don't think Bo Nix is it. I really don't. I've seen enough Bo Nix now. I don't think Bo Nix is it. I think he's physically talented, but it's like if you need a superhero, you don't want Captain America. He's capable, but he's not really as capable as, say, Thor or the Hulk or, that kind of thing. You want one of those guys. You want Iron Man. You know what I'm saying? He's kind of Captain America, kind of vanilla, can do some things, but he's not going to take you over the top by himself. Did I just compare him to Captain America? I did. And then, of course, the Dallas Cowboys. Now, the Dallas Cowboys, to me, are a firecracker. They're a wild card. One week, they play terrible. The next week, they play really well. So it's hard to get a read on the Dallas Cowboys. We've got a few weeks, though. Let me see. Yeah. I won't count the Titans game. I'll start from the Kansas City Chiefs. So 1, then we go on the bye, 2, 3, 4. So we got like 4 or 5 weeks before we face Dallas. And then after that, the Cleveland Browns. So can you kind of see the rhythm there? The Tennessee Titans, bad team. Kansas City Chiefs, good team. Bye week. Week 9, Jaguars, bad team. Week 10, Broncos, bad team. We're on the road, but not a very good team. Dallas Cowboys, very explosive. Could at any moment, explode, give you a big game and win, or Dak can play badly. We could get a little pressure. Maybe we get a few picks. Maybe a couple guys fumble. They are kind of flossy. We get a win, and it's in Vegas. I can see that. Then the Cleveland Browns. Anywhere you play the Cleveland Browns, you can beat them. I mean, hopefully they won't have Shador playing against us. Hopefully he'll be with us by then. But our luck, he'll be the starter by then, and he'll sling it on us. That's week 12. Then week 13, the Chargers, who in my opinion will be beaten at this point. I think the Chargers will be having what people will be looking at as a shockingly bad disappointment. Considering the start they got, I could see the Chargers really taking some heat by week 13, where people are just like, what the hell? Okay, week 14, the Denver Broncos. That's, again, another opportunity. And that time, Denver's in Las Vegas. Then week 15 against the Eagles, whether it's on the road or not on the road, the Eagles probably beat us. But we're on the road on top of it. We're at Philadelphia Eagles. To me, if we had them in Vegas, I would be a little bit more confident. But in Philly, I mean, even if we were to out hustle them and play a little better throughout the game, to me, the noise of Philly, the distraction, the weather, I could see that bothering enough of our players. We have a lot of young guys right now, Maybe in 2 years, this same unit gives them a run, but the way we're playing this year, if it's anything like that in week 15, we probably don't beat the Eagles. At the Houston Texans, I can see that. The Texans have been bad this year. In fact, I forgot we should have mentioned them when we were talking about worst teams in football. They've been a pretty bad regression. So yeah, there's that. And then the Giants, who are hit or miss, they've got that guy, Jackson Dart, but he'll be coming to us. That game against the Giants and Dart will be in Las Vegas. I'm excited about that. And then we finish the season against the Kansas City Chiefs in Allegiant Stadium. Incredible. I absolutely love that. Can't wait. and that is your season. I don't know, guys. I think that a win is here for this season. I think it's possible with work. With work, I think it's possible. Ashton is the truth. I hope to meet him when I go November 2nd to Jacksonville game. Right on, Steve. Rob is my guy, 52. What a bear have you been on in a minute? What in the hell are we going to do about our quarterback situation? Daniel Hebenstreich. My favorite German name ever. Hebenstreich. What's up? Daniel, would your parents adopt me? I would love to be Bear Hebenstreich. I mean, that's just such a dope name. Okay, so what are we going to do? I have no flipping idea. First and foremost, shuffling the decks on the offensive line to me is not working. I'm giving Stone Forsythe, one of the offensive linemen that Pete Carroll brought with him back from Seattle. I'm putting him in 6'6", 360 pounds, but mobile, good feet. I'm putting him in. Now, don't get me wrong. I know he has been in there for a handful of downs, and I did see him get beat for a pressure. Don't care. He's young. He's experienced. He's strong. Put him out there. Give him minutes. Let him get rhythm. You know what I mean? We're mixing, matching, chairs on the Titanic a little bit too much for my taste. Steven Shaw and Mrs. Shaw. Appreciate the love on the stars. And if you do enjoy the show, please consider a like and subscribe on YouTube. And you can find us on Facebook. Like and subscribe. Follow if you can. And I'm actually on Patreon if you want to subscribe, but you want to give to the show, but you want to do it without any percentage going to anyone else. Look for me on Patreon. R8RBEAR family. Steve Sweet says their window's closing. Well, it does on everyone, so I kind of agree with you, but at the same time, I kind of don't. Because Andy Reid is never going to be stupid. And all you have to do is just keep bringing in talent now. As you know, because the offensive line has been, to me, the only place they've had struggles. And what team can you say that about? Just about every team in the league. Save maybe the Lions. The Lions' offensive line is incredible. God, I watched them play and I couldn't believe how good their offensive line was, man. I mean, they give their quarterback just clean pocket after clean pocket. It's incredible. Monday night game, I'm there for that one too. Nice, Steve. Fan up, brother. I like that. I don't know about the Broncos. In Philly, they just knocked off the Eagles, and I can't shrug that off. Well, Joe, the Eagles to me can be beaten. I mean, but any team can be beaten, but they're pretty tough. I mean, that's a tough team, man. I'm just trying to show respect. Obviously, the Raiders could go in there and get a win and beat them. Obviously, the Raiders can beat the Eagles. I'm just saying that's a tough matchup. You know what I mean? That's a tough matchup. If I'm a gambler, I'm struggling with that one. Having said that, now we'll probably play them, give them a hell of a game, and they'll do it just to make me look stupid. And the Raiders win 34-27. Are you serious? Did we just do that? Ashton Genty finished with 347 yards, 125 on the ground, and the rest through the air with 2 touchdowns. The Chiefs secondary has been suspect for about 3 years now. Steve, it's not their defense. They keep their offense on the field so long, they wear out the other team's defense. And then the offense of the other team can't get a rhythm because they're not getting enough snaps. So now an average defense can stop a team that's having trouble just getting their rhythm because they're not getting enough snaps. And I'm telling you, that is a football offensive killer. Is just keeping them off the field. If the other team can keep their offense on the field, grind the ball, throw left and right, make plays, and keep you from getting your offense onto the field, they're going to beat you even if they have an average defense because they only need their defense to be average because they keep scoring. Now the other team's offense starts to get desperate. They start to stress. They start to push. They start to try things. They start to maybe throw a ball they wouldn't normally throw, and then you have a calamity. I'm just praying that doesn't happen with these Titans because that would be embarrassing because they're just not a good They're just not a good football team. And in my opinion, there's just no way that we should lose to that squad. Not that squad. They're not good enough. They're not good enough at all. You know, Cam Ward will be good one day, but not this day. All right, that's my show. Much love. Shout out to our armed forces, Army, Navy, Air Force, Marines, National Guard, Space Force, for all you do. The energy and love of this show is dedicated to your sacrifice, active and veteran. Much love. Hi, Anna. Mwah. Raiders! God bless you, Stephen Shaw. And God bless Raider Nation. And I will see you tomorrow night. Raider Bear family page. Whoa, Vernon. Really? You bring me a book as my last comment? Are you serious? Yeah, Vernon. I feel you, brother. I really do. I feel you. Vernon, catch me on time tomorrow night. Raider Bear family page. Peace!